When I looked in the mirror, I really didn't see anybody special, just somebody who existed.
As a socially awkward child suffering from depression, Jason Lindsay only had a few close friends.
I had very little self-confidence because of the depression, and my self-esteem was very low.
Jason started coming out of his shell around junior year, but despite having new friends and a social life, he still needed an escape, which he found in alcohol.
When the weekend came, I could run away from my depression and my anxiety that I suffered with drugs and alcohol. But throughout the week, I was still the down and out, good school kid who just couldn't stand to look at himself in the mirror.
Around that time, he also met a girl.
For the first time, I was in love, and, of course, we were going to be together forever.
Then, 2 years later, right after she left for college, she broke up with him.
It devastated me, and if I had a depression that I suffered with before, it was magnified probably 10 times after that happened.
He started hitting the bars with friends on the weekends, but for Jason, it turned into an every night affair.
It made me just outgoing. Instead of shy and in a shell, I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
It was at a bar he met someone else. After dating a while, she got pregnant, and they decided to marry. Now with a family, Jason couldn't afford to go to bars, but that didn't stop him from drinking.
I got into the cheap bottom-of-the-barrel vodka that came in the plastic bottles at a half a gallon for $10.99. That is the moment that I realized that I could not go without it.
At 24, Jason was a new dad and a full-blown alcoholic.
Well, I knew I needed to stop, but it's kind of like just a little more, and then I'm going to say, hey, I'm not going to drink like I did, but just enough to take away the shakes and the DTs, just enough to take the edge off. But it was never enough.
Still, he could function, and his wife tolerated the drinking. Then, after 6 years, Jason learned he had pancreatitis and his liver was failing. But he continued to drink, so his wife took their daughter and left.
Now alcohol was a medication to numb the pain. I despised myself. I got to the point where I didn't really care if I lived anymore.
Doctors told Jason that without a liver transplant, he would be dead in 2 years, sooner if he didn't put the bottle down.
To stay on a transplant list, I'm going to have to just clean up my life. I don't want to clean up my life because I just didn't care. I didn't care anymore. I had failed at everything in my life, in every aspect of life.
So he kept drinking and was kicked off the transplant list. Jaundiced and in pain, Jason resigned to die.
I figured it'd be better if I was gone. I felt like I was a mushroom cloud in the middle of everybody closest to me.
In August of 2015, Jason, now homeless, checked into a free Christian rehab center, hoping to die and end the pain. But then shortly after, at a mandatory church service, someone pulled him to the front for prayer.
They were praying for healing, to open my eyes, my heart. I laid everything down and surrendered. Lord, have your way with me. Have your way with my heart, my mind, every area, every aspect of my life, I surrender to you. I just actually felt him for the first time and felt his love for the first time. And it was just something that came over me that I've never felt. The hopelessness was gone. It was just a state that I can't explain with words.
The next morning, Jason woke to find the jaundice had disappeared. Later that day, his doctor confirmed his liver and pancreas were healed.
He said, well, no, your blood work came back, your liver is 100% functional. It's just as healthy as any other man your age.
Jason started reading his Bible daily and growing closer to God. Soon, he was leading others to Jesus at the recovery center. Since then, Jason reconnected with his daughter. Today, he finds joy ministering to broken people and helping them restore their lives through the power of Jesus.
There is too many people out there who feel they're alone, who feel they went too far and done too much, who feel that God can't love them because of what they have done, that need to know that there is somebody out there who is just as crazy, just as wild, just as depressed, just as lonely, just as broken and defeated as they were, if not worse. And look where I am today. It's not by me, it's all by the grace of God.